You didn't do that because you wanted to. You did it because not doing it felt unbearable. And if you are already explaining it to yourself, why it made sense, why it was the right moment, why you had to, that explanation, that's the thing I want to talk about. So stay with me. Most people think that moment was clarity. It wasn't. It was relief. Relief pretending to be insight. And the reason this keeps repeating isn't because you're impulsive, emotional, or bad at being disciplined. It's because the state you were in couldn't tolerate the uncertainty. So something had to move. And once you see that, this pattern stops feeling confusing and starts feeling obvious. Now, here's the part most people miss. You didn't act because you wanted something. You acted because in that moment, you didn't assume it was already stable. Wanting creates pressure. Assuming creates stillness. When you assume something is yours, you don't chase it, you don't rush, and you don't explain yourself after. But when you want something, your behavior starts trying to help. It reaches, it interferes, it tries to make something happen instead of letting it stay inevitable. And guys, this is what we've been talking about. That's the law of assumption. You manifest what you assume to be true, not what you say you want. Watch what happens when you want something, okay? Not in theory, but in real life. You check, you reread, you replay the moment in your head, you feel that pull to do something, even when nothing has actually changed. And that's not desire, that's your state trying to regulate itself. That is not the state of having. When something is truly assumed, your body doesn't look for evidence, it doesn't scan for reassurance, it doesn't reach out to stabilize the outcome because assumption feels normal. Guys, it's not exciting, it's not urgent, it's just settled. Manifestation follows that. So reality responds to the state you're living from while you wait, not the desire you're managing. Because when you want something, it creates lack. Wanting signals lack. And when you're living in a state of lack, you're not living in a state of having. That's why effort doesn't fix this and why interference quietly undoes it. Listen, if this is irritating you right now, that's recognition because part of you still wants to believe that effort should compensate for state, that doing more should fix what feeling unstable breaks. But it doesn't, and you already know that because you've watched the pattern repeat. If you hear this and immediately look for a workaround, a trick, or a way to apply it without changing how you show up or the state you're living from, you're choosing the loop calmly and deliberately. So let me break this down into what changes. And it's a lot more simple than you guys really want it to be. First, you need to stop trying to fix the feeling. Stop reaching out to regulate uncertainty. Stop checking for confirmation. Stop performing behaviors meant to force inevitability. Every one of those moves says the same thing. I don't have. This isn't settled yet. You need to start treating your internal state like the source, not the reaction. When this urge hits, okay, don't suppress it. Don't act on it either. Just notice what it's saying about your assumption, about your internal beliefs, about the identity you're acting from. And here's the identity test. Ask yourself, if this were already assumed, would I be doing this right now? If I was living in the end, would I be doing this? If the answer is no, that behavior doesn't belong to your desired self, and you don't need to force anything after that. Just don't interfere. Live in the end. Now, pause for a second, don't scroll. Think of the last moment where you felt that pull to act, to explain, to reach, to fix. Now, don't judge it. Just notice the assumption you were holding right before you moved. That assumption is what you've been manifesting from. You don't need to rewrite the past. You just need to recognize the state before you repeat it. Live in the end. Okay? I'll say it again. If you want something, that means you don't have it. That is living in a place of lack. And guys, once you see this, you can't unsee it. You'll feel the moment, wanting tries to take over, and you'll recognize it before it turns into action. What you do next is your choice. Take what served you and leave what didn't. And if this woke something up inside you, don't let it go back to sleep. And remember, this wizard believes in you